Hi there, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Joining us from across the globe, you're welcome on board. Like Mother, Like Daughter show with a wonderful, inspiring,
Latoya Likambi.
a incredible mom, Dr. Sylvia Forchap-Likambi. All those joining us from Instagram, welcome on board. Like Mother, Like Daughter show. Thank you all for joining us. We are quite far from the camera. We might not be able to see your comments. Give us a few minutes. We'll wait for others to join us on Facebook, on Instagram, and we're going to start straight away.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to share. Thank you all. And as you join, please share, come with your children, invite a loved one, and let your children be inspired by the young author and entrepreneur, Latoya Likambi. Thank you all. We give a few minutes for others to join us, and feel free to share. We want to see more children join us. We want to get your questions. If you have any questions for Latoya, while we are waiting, please share. Thank you. Give a few minutes. Thank you all. You want to say hi to them? Yeah.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining.
Talks about the day. If you have questions.
Yeah, if you have any questions, then leave them down below. I'll be free to answer all of your questions before, in the video and after. Or if you want to DM me questions personally, I'll answer all of those as well.
Okay.
Hi everybody. How are you? I'm great, thank you. How are you? How has your day been?
Thank you all. Thank you all for joining. We'll give one more minute. One more minute. Start with you.
Oh, do you share that on everybody's different
No,
accounts?
I need to get to Daddy's one.
Oh. If you have any questions, then leave them down below, or you can DM me them personally. If you're from Facebook and you also have Instagram and you want to ask me questions, then my Instagram is Latoya Likambi. And I'll answer all of them. Or if you want to go on my YouTube, I'll answer questions in the comment section. And even if you want to leave comments on Facebook, I will answer them from my mom's account as well.
Oh yeah, she goes back and answers it. Great, thank you all for joining us. Let's see if we can see those who are there. Okay, we can see your comments now. If you've got questions for Latoya, and I will just let Latoya introduce herself to you. I'm Dr. Sylvia Forchap-Likambi, a leading empowerment and transformation authority, and I'm here with my wonderful, amazing, and inspiring daughter, the youngest best-selling author of Liverpool, and one of the youngest in the nation, and an entrepreneur as well. She's such an inspiration to me as well. And we are here live because she's actually about to publish her TED book. Latoya, do you want to introduce yourself?
So basically, my name is Latoya Likambi, as you've already just heard. I'm the author of 2 books so far, just about to be 3. I'm the author of Short Stories by Latoya Likambi, which is a series of moral stories which come in handy for young children, and they have like lessons and morals in each story, like not to lie, not to steal, like confidence tips, self-esteem lessons, and just things for young children that will like come in handy for young children, like I said before. And then I'm also the author of Casey's Diary, which recently was just published last year in April. It got a 2nd bestseller, and Casey's Diary is a lead on from Short Stories. So basically in Short Stories, one of the main characters was Casey, so I decided to take it out of the book and make the whole book, which was my next book, about her. So basically in primary school, Casey had like so much confidence, and Casey was a young confident girl, and she was really popular because of her confidence. People really loved the fact that like she was confident and she was really outgoing, and she would like just like to talk to people, and she wouldn't care about their opinion. But then, however, as she grew older and she got into middle school, which is in Casey's Diary, she developed low self-esteem, and she had confidence issues, and her confidence, like, it dropped. So did her self-esteem.
Thank you.
So basically what the 3rd Casey's Diary is about, like there's 2 halves to this. So the first half is all about Casey and her school, which is just like the usual drama that goes in on the last book and this book. So basically in almost every Casey's Diary that is going to be published, most of the chapters or a few of the chapters talk about her school. So like that's where the main characters come from: Casey, her family, and her friends in school.
Thank you.
So then the second half of the book is about her and her family. So you get to know a bit more about her family. And her family go on vacation to Spain to celebrate her little sister Lily's birthday. So basically this part is about the importance of family, and it's all about like gratitude and other things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much what Casey's Diary is going to be about. The next one. It's called An Anderson Adventure, by the way.
Wonderful. And the Anderson, of course, is Casey's surname.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Latoya, we had an exclusive interview with Latoya the other time. Unfortunately, the video got disconnected and we lost the video. So I'm just going to go through with Latoya again, her inspiration, her lifestyle, so she could be a great inspiration to so many young children out there, because that's one of her aspirations. Am I right? What would you love to do? Why do you do these talks? Why do you write these books?
Mm-hmm. So, I do this just because, first of all, I like writing and I love reading as well. So I want to like inspire other children to read and write, because first of all, whenever like teachers talk about reading and writing, they only tell you about like the benefits that are like got to do with school, like it increases your vocabulary and things like that. That is good, and that's like a really good reason like to read. But then there's other parts that like we don't really get told in school, and it's like parts that it makes your imagination bigger, and like there's different genres and different types of books that are for different people, and you can always find your book, because of course not every book is for everybody. So that's another interesting thing about books. Like you can't go to a library and like somebody recommends a book and it will definitely be your type of book. Of course, you're not always going to like it, but then there's other books and there's other authors that will obviously write something that is like you relate to, which is what I wrote about, which is Casey's Diary. So
all right, great, wonderful. So thank you, Latoya. So this is Casey's Diary, and she's about to publish the second book. And why did you choose this genre? You usually tell me it's genre. Why did you choose this? I mean, you could write a different type of novel. You started with short stories. And what would you say, first of all, would you love to? I know you have other short stories. You didn't want to publish them again. But I said it would be good because this is mostly now for children above what age?
11 plus.
Yeah, but you're going to leave the little ones. What about your baby sister? She loves this book. So what do you think? What about your short stories? Are you going to publish them?
I will continue because they're easier and they're faster.
I guess so. So she says short stories are easier and faster. You can't believe this. I wonder if I could write a proper short stories at her age and publish them. But she thinks it's easy. What am I to say? No.
Well faster.
Wonderful. And I think that will be good as well, so you don't leave the little ones behind, because Casey's Diary is more for what age group?
11 plus, kind of.
Great. And Latoya, when did you discover your love for books? Not only reading, did you discover first that you loved reading, or you love writing, or you discovered both?
It was kind of, I loved reading first. Like, I always loved reading, and that's where, like, the love for writing came from, because so basically I've always been like somewhere near the top. I'm either the top in English or like the second set. So I've always loved reading, and I've always been put in like the higher sets because I loved it so much. And then we'd always like get took to read to the little ones, and it's just like really interesting. It's really funny because
you were reading ambassador once in primary school.
And it was really funny because like the books, some of the books are really funny, and then some of the books are really sad. But then it's also funny to see the little ones' reactions to the books, and I really like that. So then I decided, well, that's when I decided that I want to start writing too. And also because we used to compete in a lot of creative writing competitions in my primary school. So I wanted to be a part of that too, and I did. And one of my poems, I actually ended up in a poetry competition, and one of my poems got published in amongst other children's poems in this book that was somewhere in this library.
Right, that's so young, right?
And then you came along and you published your own book too. So I was like, if you can, then why can't I?
Oh my goodness! So when I published my book, you were like, if mommy can, why not? I can do it too. In fact, that's when you asked me, you were about 9 then, isn't it? Or 8, turning to 9, that you wanted to publish your books. And I asked to have a look at them. Then I saw all the great stories that you've been writing. So, I mean, and I know, Latoya, apart from this book, I'm just going to take you a bit forward. You also writing a book on women's rights. Mm-hmm. That's so unusual for a young child like you. Why? What inspired you to write a book on women's rights? You had to release that before Casey's Diary, but you said you need to do more research, isn't it?
Because basically, it was like at a time in English when we were focusing on that, and I've always been the person to like, I've just been like, I wouldn't really say, like, would you say I'm a feminist or not? I'm not.
You're just strong-minded. I don't want to say feminist.
Yeah, exactly.
Very strong-minded.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
And you believe in yourself. You know that you are worthy.
Yeah.
You are unique.
And then when people they want to put you down because of your gender, or like I've heard so many times where people, they got turned down from job opportunities because of their gender, and I just that's not fair at all. And both genders are equal. But even today, so many people are still like that. So I just thought that, what if I wrote a book, and if people could know that if a little girl understands this and she sees things like this, then I can too, and I can change for the better.
Wow, so that's to inspire a lot of little girls, isn't it? to really change for the better. I was asking you these questions. Hi, J Truth. Hi. Thank you. Like, do you believe, men and women or young boys and young girls are equal, or one is, more than the other?
They should be equal, but it's not like that everywhere.
Great. And you told us a story, myself and Angela, my colleague, during her radio show, that one of the reasons why you were inspired, it was doing sports. What happened?
Yeah, so basically, I forgot about this actually. We had this high jump competition, and there was like...
And you're very athletic, isn't it? You're very good.
But I used to be better before though.
Because you used to do a lot of that.
And then basically there was some competition, and it's basically, if you don't know, high jump is where you have to like jump over this bar and they set it higher and higher each time. So basically for the gold award, ours was like set at 100, the bar or something like that, and the boys was set higher, and for everything the boys was always set higher and ours was set lower. And there was this girl, me and my friend, we were like always wondering why it's like that, and she's like me, she's very strong-minded as well, and she made it clear, and she was like to the head teacher, I don't think it's fair that this and this and this, but I don't think anything happened then. They might be the same now.
Because you think that there is no reason for putting the boys higher than yours, because they are limiting you. You can jump a higher bar. Why should they limit you by putting... That's just interesting. So she was inspired to write a book about women's rights, equality, and it's quite interesting. I've read part of the books, because during athletics, they started off by giving them lower, heights to jump, and the boys higher. And these young girls are like, why? I've got potential. I can jump. Let me do it. You're limiting me.
Do you know, I've heard this. I actually never knew that people could think this way. And I think, like, it's a bit, like, silly to think like this. It's like, apparently people think that, like, some people who are religious, they think that because God made Adam first and then Eve after they think that, like, women were only made so that we could give, like, Adam company.
Okay, I see. So you see what she's saying?
But then people say, do you know what some people say? Do you know why?
But it says God created everyone unique.
Adam first, because you always need a rough draft before a final copy.
I love that. I've heard that as well. So women were the final copy, isn't it? So you needed to get that draft to test his handwork of creation, and then the women later. Well, that's just a joke. Thank you all. If you have any questions for Latoya, please put it there, and she's gonna answer your questions. And Latoya, so that's great. When do you think this book about women's rights will be coming up? You told me you needed more research.
But I'm kind of switching it around.
Yeah, that's fine. It's your book. It's your idea. And
yeah, so I wanted to make it like, I want to make it really big, probably like in the next 2 years or maybe next year.
That's perfectly fine.
Because I'm going to be working on it, but then I'm also going to be working on Casey's diary at the same time. But it's not like in a way that I'm going to work on one and then not concentrate as much, because that's not how I like to do things. Like, I'm focusing on all my Casey's diary, but then in the meantime, I'm also focusing on that book as well.
Wonderful. So Latoya, this is a series, and we've got the second series coming up. Why a series?
Because I didn't want it to just end there, and I didn't just want to leave people on a cliffhanger. I wanted people to know more about Casey's diary, and then also because I've been getting a lot of really positive feedback, and people have been wanting a next book, and people really enjoyed the first one, so I was like, why not make a series? And I want the series to end when Casey, not all of them, but Casey particularly, when she reaches her goals, not every single goal, but like her main goals, and when she learns to love herself completely and she's confident all over again, then the series is like ended.
Wow. So it's quite a journey.
Yeah, it is a journey.
Wonderful. So she starts being confident. I don't want to steal it over. Let me let you speak.
She loses it, and then she has to
why was she confident? Yeah, because little children are bubbly. You were saying she was smaller.
Yeah, and when you're small, you don't really pay attention to what other people have to say.
Which is quite true. And then when she got to middle school, what happened?
Her self-esteem dropped.
Why?
Because she started, like, obviously when you're older, like, you start to see a lot of things on social media, and like people, like society put out standards of how you have to be, and then there comes in like trends and things like that, and she started caring about these things and paying attention to what other people said and thought, and she started thinking that the standards that society was setting, that she had to meet the standards as well, even if she didn't, because it's like ridiculous, and it's somebody else's opinion at the end of the day.
Wow. So her self-esteem drop, and you see that a lot. Is relatable. You've seen this a lot. Can you just tell me about that in your school, in your daily life? Is it you? No, you are very confident.
Yeah, but my confidence hasn't always been the same. It is true. Like sometimes, say if we're walking in the shop and you're talking on the phone and you're talking too loud and people start looking at us, then yeah.
Yeah, but that's different, they say African mothers or whatever, she believes we are loud, Anyway, I think if you grew up in Africa, you know what I mean. Wonderful. So, but Latoya, what I'm saying is this: you've seen a lot of children around you who actually have lost their confidence as they went into middle school, isn't it? And that's relatable. And you don't want it to end that way, because you are giving a great message here. You are building her confidence. She's building her confidence.
Other children,
so you want to give hope to other children that
and then if other children read and then they're reading along, they're picking up like skills and they're picking up things that Casey done, so they can also go on a journey with her to find their confidence again.
Wow. So it's really been designed that if you have a child who is suffering low self-esteem, confidence issue, Casey is a true example. Their age, they can relate. So you can go back as you read, you feel like you have companion. You go on this journey and you pick tips and skills from actually. Casey, you have a question there? Latoya, read that. Latoya is very focused.
Latoya is very focused. I see you going places. Beauty with brains. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Zelle. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Really appreciate you. What a brilliant girl. Awesome. Thank you, Jethro. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you all. So, Latoya, that's amazing. So you want to end the series where you've kind of like taken her where she's fulfilled her potential. So most children will be inspired to fulfill their potential, not to settle for society's standard and limitations. Wow, I really love that. So what do you think? Will it just end there as a book series? Careful with, or you hope to? You told me before you would like to see it someday.
I want to see it like probably as like a movie or maybe a Netflix series, because it's a series. I want it to be acted eventually. So
when you write, did you take into consideration the fact that someday it could be acted, it could be on the big screen, and does it impact your way of writing, your style of writing?
Sometimes it does, because like you can't just put certain things, like you can't just like blabber on and on and on, because especially because you told me and I've seen it myself, like they take things out of the book and they won't do everything the same. Like I've seen they might change the way like how Casey looks. So I've seen in like some of the books that I've read, because we get made to read books in English and then we'll watch the movie after. The character's hair could be like red in the book and she could be known especially for hair like red hair because it's eye-catching, but then in the movie they make her hair like dark brown or something like that.
Exactly, because before, when we go through our book, send it to the editor, they might come back with some comments telling her to take some things off. At the beginning, she struggled a lot to understand that. I wanted like that. I'm like, sweetheart, that's not how it is, because they know best, it has to flow and things like that. And some things are not really necessary. Some things are not coherent. That's why they tell you to take it off, and also based on the style and things like that. But I think now she's getting to terms with that. So I was telling her, if we are really going for a traditional publisher, they will change your book because they will take what they want and leave some things out. And also, obviously, if it's going to the big screen, they will definitely take some things off. So how many years goal is that? When do you see yourself? Do you have a goal? Do you have a plan in mind? So you start working.
What?
Getting Casey's diary into a movie, like people start acting. When do you think? Do you have a goal?
Probably when I'm 17 or 18.
17 or 18. Yep, that's good. So that's a long time from now, about 5 years. That's okay. That's okay. Why not before? What's stopping you from doing it before? Because by then, how many of Cases Diary series do you think you would have done when you'll be 18? So that's you'll be 14 soon. So that's about in 4 years time.
I want to finish the series probably when I'm 16.
How many series do you think you would have to do for Cases Diary?
Probably about 5 or 6. Not too much.
And so why would you want it to go, if you want it to be acted, why so late? Do you have any reason?
Late?
Because you said when you're 18, if you want to finish the series when you're 16.
Yeah, I thought that you were saying like, when do you want it to be put into a film? But then I realized that when I want it to be put in the film, that's when the whole thing's going to be finished. And I want to finish it earlier. Like, it's not going to take that long for me to finish that.
All right.
So I said 16.
So that's within 2 years or so. I mean, 2.5 years. 2 years, because you'll be 14 soon.
I'm 14 just next month.
Yeah, next month you're 14. Great. So in 2 years' time. Wonderful. Wonderful. I mean, I'm quite inspired by that. What's your goal within the next, so that's within the next 2 years. You hope to get Cases Diary in the big screen. Have you started making plans? Have you inquired anywhere? Or you're counting on mom, but I know you're quite a determined lady. Have you started looking at things? Anyone who's actually written books and is being acted that has inspired you in any way?
No, I've looked at different things, but nothing to do with like getting Cases Diary into a film.
Okay. When do you hope to start looking? Because you have to, or you hope mommy to look for that?
Yeah, I do.
No, but you're gonna do that as well, isn't it? It's your book, it's your idea, and all of that. I empower you, which means that you need to be able to do your things.
To do that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to search. I've never done that as well, Latoya. It's all about knowledge. Yeah. But you are so, if you can, I'm an adult. There are so many adults who've not written a book, Latoya. At your age, I've never written a book. So you definitely know more than me at this age.
All I have to do is write on paper. Like, what am I supposed to... Okay, tell me, what am I supposed to do if I want to get this book into a film? If I was going to end this live right now, what do I do next then?
To get the book into...
A movie, yeah. It's not
okay, we're going to look at that then. I'll have to find out myself because I've not checked.
Exactly, because everything else that I've done, like all the ambassador opportunities I've got, all the time, like people have asked me to model for their brands. That is just easy. That is just like clicks on Instagram and then people ask me. But I've never seen, like, the only people that I've seen that like do films and things like that is big, massive, big brands.
Yeah, but you spoke of, the famous book that you read, Harry Potter.
Oh.
You spoke of her, and she was rejected several times. What's her name again?
I wasn't rejected.
No, she, not you. I'm not. You've not gone to anyone to publish to get your book on the video. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So she's your inspiration, isn't she?
She's not
her inspiration. Sorry,
but like
not her inspiration.
But I know if I do get turned down, then I'm not going to just give up.
Yeah, wonderful. I mean, she's not her inspiration. Do you want to talk about that briefly?
Oh, so basically, if you didn't know, which you probably do, but J.K. Rowling, she's the author of Harry Potter, and Harry Potter is one of the world's most best-selling books, and the film is just everywhere. It's doing really good. But if you didn't know, she actually got rejected so many times, but then she didn't give up.
Wonderful, wonderful. So that makes you, inspires you to know that whether you're rejected 10 times, that's fine. You're going to keep trying until you achieve your goal. And do you think that you back off sometime, or that's your goal, that's your mission, and you're going to work hard until you get that on the screen?
I will work hard until I get it on the screen.
I love that.
At the very, very moment, right now, it's not really my main priority.
That's definitely fine. You want to focus because that's another area. And you've got your cosmetics.
After Cases Diary, it's my cosmetics, and then after that,
and skincare. You always talk about cosmetics. You forget about
and then after that is my YouTube.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's listen there. If someone is watching you, they've got a little young child who is so creative, what would you tell them? You want to speak to the child, and then you want to speak to the parents, so creative, and they're thinking they've got so much potential. Like someone said, you're a focused young girl, because they don't have someone like me to encourage you, or a role model. What would you say to that child?
for the child, you need to write down your ideas because it's really easy to lose ideas. Like sometimes I'll come up with something to write and then I'll go to sleep and I'll be like, I'll remember it the next day, and I don't remember, and that could have been like your whole future like gone like that. It sounds so dramatic, but it's so true. And you should always like write it down. You shouldn't go and just like tell everybody your ideas and stuff. Because I know this story. And it was like this boy who was your friend's son, and he said he had the idea to make Heelys, those shoes with pop out wheels. And he didn't exactly call them Heelys, but like they were similar. And he started telling everybody, didn't he, or something like that. And then somebody found out, and somebody found, and then they created Heelys. So now that is just blown.
Yeah, so you are advising them to write it down, and then what next?
And then you have to let your parents know.
Yeah, and if the parents are not as pushy, what would you say to the parents? Or not pushing, not inspiring, not encouraging?
It's like laid back.
Laid back, okay. What would you say to those amazing parents who are laid back, not supporting the children, who are so creative?
Take into consideration of your child's future, because if you have a child, then you want the best for your child, and you should always want your child's future to be better than yours.
I love that. Parents, you always want your child's future to be better than yours. I totally agree with that 100%. I'm sure you agree with that. Nobody wants her to be as successful as themselves. I don't want her to be as successful as me. She has to be 100-fold successful than me. And I believe every parent as well. And she's telling you that you must take your child's future seriously and get off and encourage and inspire them to live their dream and get those ideas into action. Great. And if they have no clue, simply what do?
Who has no clue?
The parents, like you saying, okay, we've never done, you always start from somewhere.
And then you do your research.
Wonderful. You do your research and they can reach out to you if their children want to write books, isn't it? Can you help in any way?
Yeah, we have a publishing company, and it's to help young children. Well, we help loads of people, but specifically to help young children achieve their dreams of being an author. And if you're from Instagram, the link is in my bio, so you'll see more information about it there. And if you're on here from Facebook, then the website is www.likambiglobalpublishing.com.
Oh, wow. Thank you. So I hope you got that. And if you actually need to get the links, it's there on our bio. And I think it's right here on Facebook. You can contact us. We are working on another incredible young girl. She's just 11. We're working on helping her publish her book. You'll be finding out more about that shortly. And what background is that? TikTok?
Nothing. My phone is just...
All right. Okay. I couldn't see properly. Wonderful. So, what other question can I ask you now? Or, Latoya, what's your... Yeah, go on. Do you have any questions there?
No, but I remember one question that I had from last week.
Okay, wonderful.
It was, what do you do with your spare time? That was one of the questions.
Yeah.
So, basically, first of all, well, this is like... I don't really have a choice, and I said this before. But first of all, this is because you make me and my parents make me anyway, so I have to do my chores, and that's if I only do that if I'm asked. If I'm not asked, then I won't do it, because the only reason I do it is because you ask me to. If nobody asks me to do it, then I won't bother to do it. And then I'll move on to my schoolwork on a school day, or even on the weekends, because I have homework on weekends mostly. So then I do my homework, and then after my homework, most of the times if I would be shooting a YouTube video with my sister, but if I'm not shooting a YouTube video, then I'll be watching my favorite YouTubers, or like YouTubers who I inspire to be like, or YouTubers that I create similar content to. And then other times I will be doing things like my cosmetics, and I will be promoting it on Instagram. And then sometimes if I get the chance, it's not like I do this all the time, but then I don't really do this, but it's like checking all my notifications, because sometimes I have like really good brands who are asking me to be an ambassador for them, and then I take them to you and I'd ask. And or sometimes if people are looking for ambassadors for like a really good brand and the the brand has like good values that you support, then I'll enter the giveaway. Like I did today, I just entered one.
Okay, wonderful. And you forgot to talk about the time that you write and draw.
Oh yes, I forgot that. And then there's my writing and drawing. This comes before all of the social media as well. So,
Exactly.
So yeah, I'd be writing my stories and then typing them up onto the computer. I won't really draw until I finished all of that.
Yeah, and so you did the drawing for this book, and I think the drawing for the current cases diary are phenomenal. They are fantastic. You took so much time. In fact, that's why we delayed. She's drawing her own stuff, her illustrations. These ones you could tell, like, as compared to what we have now. When she did this, let's show some of them. We thought they were great.
Casey looks different in every single picture.
In this one.
Huh?
You were much younger, yeah, in this one.
Well,
in this book.
Yeah. In this book, Casey looked different in every single picture. She just...
Look, yeah, really, because it's dressing, then her hair.
No, look at her face. Now find another picture.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, that in this book, I mean, this one, we thought your drawings were good. But looking at your current book, they are really good.
Exactly.
The current book is really good.
Did you just see that
Yeah, but
picture?
you don't want to, Latoya, this is your book, okay? You put a lot of effort, you're only young, and that's still amazing, okay?
She still looks different in every single
No, but I know, but what I'm still saying, you did well, and congratulations for that. Congratulations, yeah. And, don't take anything for granted. I can't draw like this. I cannot draw like that. And, yeah, maybe next time you give someone to illustrate for you. That's what I always said. I said it for this. So do you think that in the future, you get somebody to illustrate the other ones?
Yeah, because it saves a lot of my time.
So, but you still need to, you're quite fussy, aren't you? Because when you give to them, they come back, you say,
yeah, actually,
you want this,
true.
you want... So it just takes as much time. Yeah. Because we've seen that, like, in the covers, when you do them.
Yeah, they do it exactly how I want it. I'm the only person who sees exactly what I want. Yeah,
so maybe that's something that we will have to think about, isn't it? Because you see what you want, you know what you want. And, great. So, Latoya, where do you see yourself in... You said 2 years' time, you need to have finished all of this series, so you need to publish 4 more books. You saying you told me that by what age you need to have 40 books? At BBC once when you had an interview.
I said like by the time I am 17 or 18.
Okay. So how many books do you hope to publish? So that's in 2 years' time.
How 17 many books or 18.
Yeah, so that's 3 years' time, isn't it?
3 years to 4 years.
Okay, 4 years, that's true. So how many books do you hope to publish? Now it's September. This book is coming up. Are you publishing any book before December?
I want to.
Have you started working on the book?
No, but I already have an idea what it's about and I know what's going to happen already.
So how long does it usually take you to write a book?
To write the book is very easy. To write the book is very short. It's probably about when I first
It's very easy to write a book from a 13-year-old.
It's just about like 30 to 40 pages, and then when I type it, that's when I add things and it becomes hundreds of pages.
Alright, because you bring the idea, so with your idea you kind of form the background, which is awesome. That's how I write as well, and then you just keep going. You put like the structure in place. So you think that you'll be able to write that? Is it a series of Casey
Diary?
Yeah, so you think by December you're going to do that?
Maybe.
Okay,
I hope.
Because you have your custom. Anyway, good luck. I believe that. And I'm going to be there to inspire you once you make that commitment. You write it down, then you're going to be accountable. And I'll be there to remind you, isn't it? Because I'm really good. She makes her goals. She sets them. She says, I'm going to do this. I never ask her because I know what it means writing.
But you got me a book to write them in, though. You help.
Yeah, I get you a book to write them in when you have your ideas. Because I know that you have to be inspired. I'm an author myself. I'm a writer myself. In fact, I've got a book that I've been writing. Like, it's not like when she says, like we say, 2 years. You don't stay there for 2 years and write that book. Absolutely not.
You make changes.
Yeah, and you leave it sometimes. You go on with other things. Like I'm working on a book, which has to be a really powerful book on unlocking the transformational power of the mind for optimal health and well-being. I've almost completed the book. I have one more chapter left, but that chapter I need to do a lot of research. So I've left it. It's about 3 years now. Honestly, I've never gone back there. But to think about it, I have almost a complete book. So I'll go back there when I do that research. Even another book that I'm writing, I wrote that book like 2 years ago, the Identity one. It will be coming out after my Blueprints of Success. But it's a book that was already written like 2 years ago. 3/4 of that book was written. And I just left it. But when you read, you know that, right? You change now when you go back and you're reading.
That's why, like, people, because I say I wrote short stories when I was 7 and then it got published when I was 10. And people are like, so it took you 3 years to write that book?
Absolutely. It doesn't take that time. It's just you live it and you're doing other things. So Latoya, thank you so much. If you have any questions for Latoya, please put it there. She'll be happy to take your questions from Instagram if you do. And Latoya, I mean, at your age, like I always say, I was surely jumping, playing with my friends, running around. I was very intelligent though. But I never had this kind of ambitions, vision like you. All I knew was go to school, study hard, learn, got the good grades, go, and then you're giving some wonderful gifts for scoring, becoming the first or second in class.
You get gifts?
Yeah, my dad gave us money. He put like a goal. If you are the first in your class, you had about 10,000. That's about equivalent to what? In Cameroon, then it was 10,000 CFA.
Wait, I remember one time that you said to me that if I pass my SATs, if I get only 3 questions wrong, or like if 4 marks, I will get. Mommy, do you know there was this one question I picked the right answer. I was about to get 4 marks, and then I changed my mind. So in that test, I think I got 54 out of 55. It was 1 mark, and you said you would give me £100.
Did I say that? So
yes,
why didn't you tell me about that then? And have I given you the 100? You need to come back to me
and
then.
Osas said she would give me money too.
And did Osas give you?
Not yet.
Okay, we're going to talk about that again. Wonderful. So great. I was saying that at your age, you know, definitely you're making this. You're making money at your age. So where do you see yourself? You know, you talked about becoming a millionaire. What age?
So many people, they don't believe it at all. That's their fault. I want to be a millionaire.
They don't need to believe you.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're working hard, you're producing products, you're selling them.
At the age of 16.
And as I asked the last time before our interview our life got interrupted, at 16, you're very young. You're not yet responsible, no family. Mm-hmm. What would you do with £1 million or more?
I want to save it and invest on things, and then also want to help it, like I want to use it on my business and other things like that. And then I want to save, like I want to save it for part of my future as well.
Yeah, and what else?
Isn't it like also, because if I do that by the time I'm 16, can't I get like, if I start studying for one, or I don't think you can study first. I think
let's finish one thing first.
Can you not get you get your driving license at about 18?
Yeah, that's later on. Let's finish. So at 16, you're a millionaire. What would you do with the money? You invest in your business. You save to invest, isn't it? What else?
You've
forgotten an important part you always say.
What did I say?
No, I'm not gonna remind you, Latoya.
Oh yeah, I want to use it to help those who aren't as fortunate as I am.
Okay, I was worried that you're forgetting this. It means that you're not really driven in your heart to do that. So you really, that's one of the key things, isn't it? To give back. And you also talked about helping the church, you know, to God's work. You've said that in the future to me. You've said that before to me. You forgotten? Why are you laughing?
Because I just forgotten about that part.
Exactly. Because obviously at the end of the day, God gave you these talents. Am I right? We always remind you we are a family where we know that we are highly grounded. We know it's a privilege. We are gifted. She's gifted. You know, and it's not about fame. What is it about for you?
Success.
Wonderful. And success is what success to you?
Accomplishing your goals.
Wonderful. Your purpose, your goals, everything you set to accomplish is not about fame. So we know that, and you are blessed and privileged.
Because so many people are famous for the wrong things.
Very true for the wrong thing. And we do not want to forgive that we are blessed to share. When we have gifts, is to share. When you have a lot, because there is only so much you can do. You can't stay in 10 houses at the same time. You can, am I right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why people do stuff like that. It's just like very irrelevant. Like, what are you using it for?
I know. And we're talking of an organization as well, a charity.
Yeah.
What's that? Do you want to tell the viewers?
I want to have my own charity to like help people who aren't as fortunate, and I don't want people to just like to like donate to them. I want like people to like work there, and then they can take in people who aren't as fortunate and who don't have a future, to help them. And like especially kids who like, say kids who get taken out of their like taken away from their families or taken out of their schools to like to go and work at factories, or to like go and be sold for human trafficking and things like that, and they don't have a really good future. I want to help people like them.
Wow. And you said something, it's not just helping them by giving them money, by empowering them. So the work they unleash their potential.
By helping them find something that they like.
Wonderful, just like you found.
And then making a career out of it for them.
Amazing. Do you think that have you ever thought of something like scholarship for those who maybe may not afford to go to school to study?
Yeah, I've seen loads of people give scholarships to people for like university or for college and things like that.
Does that inspire you in any way?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, wonderful, Latoya. So, great. That's then where do you see yourself by the time you're like 25 years? I'm taking you away. Where do you see yourself?
By the age of 25.
Yeah, I've got something on my screen. I need to take that off.
By then, I want to be very successful. Wait. I want my business to be like selling in all beauty shops and things like that.
I forgot. Tell us about your other business. What inspired you? I mean, as if that's not enough, writing a book, becoming an author, not of one book, 2 books, the 3rd book coming up at 13 years old, Latoya. You had to become an entrepreneur. You had to develop your own brand. I use your skin. We don't have them yet because we're talking exclusively on our book. You have to. Face Art. It's a proper company. What inspired you? Yeah?
Because, basically,
you even got a business loan. I can say, yeah, congratulations.
I got a what now?
I told you.
I have a business loan.
Yeah?
You didn't tell me?
No, you surely forgot. Maybe you did not. We will talk about that after, yeah, anyway. She's got a proper business. We'll talk about that, okay? We'll not talk about it yet. So tell me, Latoya, what inspired you? What inspired you?
For cosmetics itself. So first of all, Taste Eye was supposed to be my clothing line, and I was already getting ready for that first. But then we're going way too fast, and I didn't do any research, and that's a huge, massive mistake. Yeah,
she's got a brand for clothing, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is another job for me. I'm not into all that. Latoya, you give me some time.
And then I didn't know what I was doing either.
Yeah, you done all the amazing design, and you thought it was just that easy.
Exactly, but then I was just drawing things, and then I didn't put the name out there because I didn't want anybody to steal it, especially since I wasn't prepared. I knew at myself that I wasn't prepared, so I didn't want to put the name there. So then I just stopped that, and I went to cosmetics instead, because I remembered that like I've always like mixing things, and I've like slime and things like that. And then you bought me this, like, we always tried to make different slimes and cause chemical reactions in the bathroom. And then you bought me this thing for Christmas. It was like this cosmetic set.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. So there was one thing I liked in particular in the set, and it was like, make your own lip gloss. So I was like, I want to do this too. So I went on the internet.
Go on.
And I looked and I researched about like lip glosses and starting your own business, and then I got into it straight away. So first of all, I only chose...
Oh, sister, Auntie Sarah is there. She says she loves the motivation.
Thank you. Yeah. And then I only chose 2 at the time, because when you start a business, you don't want to start with so many products first, and you don't want to get so excited because you don't have so many sales, because not many people know you yet, unless you already have such a huge platform. So I started off with lip glosses and bath salts, and then it turned into like facial scrubs.
And you were selling them. You were literally making them in your room and going to school, selling them, bringing them. I'm thinking like, when she showed me, she's already started. You sat there in your room and did your things, And we got some of your lip gloss, isn't it? Your auntie as well from Italy, Auntie Aggie. And it was incredible. It was wonderful. You need to do that batch again. I think it was one of your best batch.
And then there's
batches.
this other batch that is like, it's really good. It was called...
Lavender something, is that one?
No, not that one. It was this other batch. It was called Confetti Cake. It's that one that I always have right now. But
is it like a strawberry kind of color one?
No,
I love that confetti
that was
one.
Cranberry Crush.
I love the cranberry crush.
No, you don't like the confetti one as much. It's one that I'm currently wearing now that
it's beautiful when you wear it.
When you wear it, it looks amazing. Yeah, it's just the smell.
Wow, so you're inspired, going online. And that's how she started, and she's got a real, we're not pushing it now. First of all, the pandemic and all of that, and we need to focus because honestly, it's a lot of work for me. I've got my own work, I've got people I work with, I've got companies.
I really do want to launch it, and I really do want to start shipping to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine myself, I always see these people with their business and they have so many packages and so many orders. That's how I want to be like in the future. Like by the end of the next year, I will have so many packages and so many orders.
Wonderful. And you even have an office. Not an office, a shop.
Yes,
I've told you.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. So, but you will be taking care of your shop and your
I
ambassadors, not me.
Yes, I will.
Wonderful.
Me.
Amazing. So how are you going to manage all of these things, Latoya? You've got school, you've got your books, you've got your skincare and cosmetics. How are you going to manage
I have
all of
them in
this?
order, and I have to do them like, it's, if I have other things coming in between that is irrelevant, that's when you start to slip, and that's when things start becoming like, so basically this is why I don't really play games as much anymore, because like I used to play this game and I used to like really like this game and I used to be on this game all the time, and then I'd miss some of my
time.
well, most of the time. Most of the time of my quarantine I was on this game.
After your schoolwork, because we had specific time for work and all of that.
Yeah, but then I would be like, I wouldn't be getting as much of my lip gloss batches done and
your writing.
And my writing done, and then my pictures delayed, and it was all because of this game. So if anything,
and you deleted the game now, you stopped playing it rather, because you understood that it's a huge distraction. I mean, if you want to be, you're a young girl, you're becoming an entrepreneur, you are becoming an author, there's a price to pay. You can't really live the lifestyle of a child on games, because it's time. You use time to create these things, and we only have 24 hours in a day. There is no way you can have 24 hours in a day.
And then
you play a game, and then you have books written, you have cosmetics and skincare done. There's just no way. It's a matter of choosing, and you choose according to your priorities.
And then you choose because, like, I always see other people doing their things, and I'm like, why? If they're doing their things and they're getting sales, and I'm just sitting here on this game, so I have to stop.
Exactly. So that's really inspiring as well. When you have goals, it really keeps you focused, so you cannot spend your time like you don't watch the TV at all. You don't have time for that, and you don't even play. We don't have gadgets. I've never bought gadgets for them, or the Nintendo Wii. Personally, I did not want them to have that. I believe in creativity.
I never asked for it ever though.
Yeah, you never even asked for it. It's Caleb, but I told him no.
Wants the PS4 and
absolutely. We've never got that for our children. Just never. We really believe. Hi, my darling Yvonne. That's Auntie Yvonne there. We believe in them exploring their creativity because it kind of narrows the mind. I mean, I grew up, and I believe a lot of us who grew up in our time, maybe especially in Africa, we had a lot of things to do. More natural games, more natural play, and all of that.
Yeah, that's the type of things I play. The only games I play.
And I encourage people to play out, to always go out.
Yeah,
rather than stay on games.
It's not like that. It's like, say if we go on like holiday and stuff, I always like, I don't put the phone down. I put the phone down. Sorry. The only time I will ever be holding my phone on holiday is to take pictures of myself or like to vlog, and then every other time we're playing in the pool, playing together, doing something.
Exactly, because for us, I strongly believe that, and maybe might inspire a family. The quality time are more important than the time in gadget, and I believe that a lot of children, unfortunately, I work with a lot of women, their children have literally become addicted. I've seen women who they don't have enough money, but they need to pay one game or one gadget to the other so that their kids can stay on trend. I mean, if that's you,
like I noticed more myself.
Sweetheart, can I finish that?
Sorry.
And so if that's you, I want to encourage you. You need to think properly about your kids' future, your child's priority. The games are not really going to take them anywhere. Absolutely. If they are learning something that will build their IQ, is different. But playing where they just become addicted and takes away their time, I'm not sure. You know, you're taking the time away from them that they could have been creative. For us, we do not. We buy normal toys, no games, nothing. What's this thing? Fortnite? I don't even know. We never. It's Caleb because he sees his friends, but I'm like. And the thing is, I love about him, and when we go to my cousin's place, my cousin has them. Once in a while he plays, but he's not so keen. One time, you remember when we went to your uncle, I'm not going to call it uncle's house, and they gave him this 3D. I don't do things like that as well.
They gave him 3D class.
Yeah, to
Really?
watch the, I think a program. I don't even know. But Caleb said he couldn't stay with it for a long time, which I was so impressed. He said it's controlling his mind. Because you know the 3D you are watching and it's making you to... And he took it off. That's my son. You would think that he will be excited. He's never had it. We don't buy it for him. But he didn't stay with it, and he's a boy, for so long. And he said, I want to have a rest. It's controlling my mind. It's like, yes, son, I love that.
I wanna try them.
I love that. But you didn't try when you were there as well. Anyway.
But I did. That's because I don't remember. No, I don't remember.
Wonderful. Great. So what else do you want to say, Latoya? What else do you want to say? If you have any questions,
that I noticed
Latoya, and just said hi, awesome to you.
There's this mom, and basically
You say thank you.
Oh, it's on that side.
Where? Why is it not coming? Okay, that's on the screen there. I think it's Auntie Yvonne. That's it there. You can say thank them on the screen.
Hi, Auntie. Thank you. But I was saying that there was this mom, and basically like she has this small little phone. I'm not saying that matters, but like basically she spends money more on her kids' phones, and then their kids will break their phones so that they can get her kid, he was at the time he was in like year 4 or 3, no, year 4 or 5, imagine that. And then he had the iPhone 6S, and he broke his phone so that he could get the iPhone X. And she went ahead and she bought him the iPhone X. So she buys her kids whatever, and then she has her phone when she's the one who needs a phone more than her kids.
But maybe she doesn't have any goal, she's not driven in any way, so she doesn't really use the phone. Yeah. So again, great Latoya. This is Latoya Likambi. Her goal is to inspire so many children to unleash their creative genius, write their stories, because children are incredibly imaginative. Latoya is not the only one. There are so many children out there, highly gifted, parents, carers. Please maximize your child's potential, your child's gifts, their greatest strength, and just let them roll wild with their imagination. Do not stop them. For who we are, I remember yesterday we were going through the book. I'll just tell you something. We are so much into morals, ethics, words. So at the beginning, I would literally, when I go through Latoya, you cannot use this word. You absolutely cannot. But at one point, I had to understand that she hears these words. This is the reality. Of course, she doesn't really use them, but like some slangs.
Exactly.
And this is the reality of the society and culture she grows in. And if she's expressing herself that way, I just realized, Mom, you need to back up.
So, that's the purpose of the book.
That's so one of the illustrations. I think it's in the beach with Casey. Okay, I'm not going to talk much on that.
In this book?
In this book.
This one?
Yesterday, in the new one, in the new second one, the beach one with Casey, and I think it's Blake. And that is what kind of image is that? I know, we might need to talk with Daddy.
That's not the one who's drawing the book.
She says Daddy's not the one who's drawing the book. But I said, Daddy, honestly, that's why we go to the beach. We wear our swimming suits, don't we? That's the reality. And we just felt sometimes we want to be so strict on the words she uses, but she's actually made Casey to a character where, how is Casey like? Describe Casey.
She's kind of like me. She's talkative, and she doesn't really like to say things to. So say if she had to confront people, she doesn't really do that to their face unless she's really sick of them. She tends to do that in her diary, and she tends to write about how she feels.
Oh, right. She doesn't speak out in that way to people. She writes it down. Yeah.
But then when she's really sick of things, then she'll stand up.
Do you
and
do
just say it to
that?
her face.
You're quite talkative. You say it straight.
If somebody says it to me, I say it straight. Like, I remember this one time, I think you said that you weren't happy that this happened, but there was this really rude girl. I'm on good terms with her, so there's nothing wrong anymore, but she's like really,
Is it ended?
yeah. But she's like, she doesn't have manners at all. So basically, my locker is above hers, and I have this like huge plastic rice bowl, and it was empty at the time, so it's way more lighter, and it like bumped her head, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, are you okay? And she was like, ow, watch out, you just hit me. So then I already said, are you okay? And she was like, do I look okay? And I was like, do you know what, good for you. And then she was like, and then she just started all shouting things, and I was like, yes, good for you, it fell on your head. But
no, but that's mean, you know that. Definitely.
But I already said that, like,
yeah, but it
like
doesn't
10
matter.
times.
It's like you said,
okay?
you said Casey kept apologizing. You wouldn't get upset and say because you're apologizing and they're not accepting. You just showed that about Casey.
Thing is,
and like you said before, you know that I will not be happy about that. You know the values and the morals.
I know. I already told you were happy, but the thing is, she wasn't my friend before, and she's just always been rude to me in general. Like, I would just be sitting down, and she would do this. She would push my chair and say, watch out! When she was the one who came over and pushed my chair, I wasn't the one who came and walked and said, excuse me.
So she's been doing a lot, and you just had enough.
Exactly.
Okay, but that's not the best thing to do anyway. We know that. Wonderful. So thank you also very much for joining Latoya again. And Latoya, when is this book coming out? We're going to do an online launch. We're working on the strategy. With everything, we can do it. We can do a physical launch, Latoya. With the lockdown just coming, you're going back to school.
Can I still have cake?
She still wants cake. Definitely. She's asking, can you still have cake? Definitely, you can still have cake. You've got money, haven't you? You don't even need to ask me. You've got money because you're going to sell your books and you've got books, so you can take care of your cake. Or if you want, I can get a cake for you. We can get a cake. No, we'll get a cake for you. She's done so well. We're going to support her.
I
We're very
love
supportive.
cake.
I know you love them for some reason, isn't it?
It's so cool.
Yeah, you love them more than the ones that like they do, the African ones that we get some of the African ladies or to do.
I like them ones too.
You love the Costco
but I
more.
love Costco.
I know you always want that. Wonderful. Great. So thank you also very much. And Auntie Yvonne will be sending you, the book will be out. Auntie Yvonne, I told you, isn't it? But we'll please, Auntie Yvonne, we'll get it to you. Within the next 5 days, it will be out. It will be published there and you can get it. I'm not the best with post office. There are so many people who've ordered this book. Adeline, Auntie Adeline, you need to send her copy. They've ordered this book from us. She signed it and they are still there on the desk. Daddy's the one who does posting. But if we don't hand it to Daddy,
I signed it already and I wrote the messages.
Where is it? I don't even know where it is. I have a very bad relationship with the post office. I remember when I was studying in Italy, literally I've gone to Australia. I bought cards. There's some of those cards. Did you see them?
What cards?
Some cards, like greeting cards from Australia. Yeah, postcards.
Oh.
I literally wrote everything. I put the stamp there. Can you believe I took them back to my colleagues in Italy and handed it to them? I had to just go post those postcards.
I'm bad with stuff like that too.
Oh
One time,
my goodness,
you know,
me and the
one
post
time
office. I can't do a business that needs me to go to the post office always.
Sorry, this was the only postage that I was ever about to do, and there was this girl, and she lived somewhere in England, and I was giving her something like, it was like a sample of one of my products for free, and she was like gonna promote it, and she had like loads. She had like a really huge like fan base, and they were all active, and they really wanted like to. She reviews beauty products, and I got like a stamp, and I think it was a first class or second class stamp, and I put everything together in a box, and I checked and I researched and I weighed it, and I checked and I got my money. I actually did as well, and I got my money, and I checked no, I didn't get to. Okay. So basically, I was planning to go post it in a post office, and I even checked like the opening and closing times of the post office by my school, and I was about to go post it, but then I kept forgetting, and then the last day of school before pandemic finally came, and I went home.
Maybe we'll talk to Daddy. Daddy's right there, so you can write a special message to Auntie Yvonne. You know, we can talk to Daddy. Daddy can go do it, but you need to really work with Daddy, because if you be like me, you become like me, then you're gonna lose a lot of businesses. you're going to lose a lot of businesses. Wonderful. So thank you all so very much. You've been on board Like Mother Like Daughter show. It's a huge pleasure and privilege to be here with you today. But the wonderful mom of the inspiring 13 years old best-selling author Latoya Likambi, entrepreneur. I use her cream. Look at my body. Look at my face. I use her scrub for more than a year now. And watch her once this book is out. Her website, we're working on that, and all of that. She will be doing a lot of brands. We'll launch it online. They are all organic.
Cosmetics. I'm so excited to launch it. I've always wanted to launch.
And my background, I have a doctor in pharmacy degree, so I'm gonna come in and partner with her, but really just to support her, to do a lot of formulations as well, other things. So I will be getting involved at some point for other creams. She's so much the guru when it comes to the cosmetics things, the facial stuff, and all of that. I might come in with a lot of skin products as well.
You help me tell me the benefits of like the ingredients that I use.
Exactly.
And then also one time, because I was planning to make a face mask, and then I was gonna put lemon on the face, and then you were telling me that like lemon can bleach your face, so that's not really.
And also how we can actually preserve it for longer, because you want to keep it natural, isn't it? That will become a problem because you need preservatives. And all of our products are 100% organic. I mean, when I say organic, for those who know me, I love nature. I love natural stuff. Being a medical professional, I had to leave that field because I know that, pharmacy means actually doctor of poisons. We're using a lot of chemicals. So I'm so much the one for natural stuff. And I made a deal with her that I'm going to come and support you 100%. But what was the deal?
That I have to do them natural and organic.
Exactly. If she's gonna go organic, then I'm there 100%. If she's gonna do anything artificial, then I'm backing off.
I really wanted to do lashes as well, and you said
no. Yeah, we must do what you hold as values, and then for the benefits, you wanna keep. There are so many people who can do that. You do something you believe. Like I said, I was your partner. I've got my own values, and I'm coming to partner with you. If you don't want me, you don't want to take my values in consideration, I'm gonna leave. But it's your business. It's your business. And I'm going to do most of the work for you. I mean, I might be actually employed by her soon because she's got loads and loads of work. She's just amazing. So watch out for her book. I'm not talking about my book, okay? It's about my daughter today. And I'm inspiring her more. She has to thrive, not me. I'm the mom, but my book is also coming out, Success Blueprint. I was thinking we're going to launch it together, but I think I will be an obstruction to you. I'm not going to launch. It's going to interfere with your book. You are a child. I don't want to come as an adult and launch my book with you. I'm going to leave you, have the whole thing. It's your thing. It's your show. It's your book. Yeah, I just think it's not right. Because it's your book and I'll do mine separate. So, because there'll be young children. They want your book. I don't want to be talking to them about, success. Even though you always read my books. You've got the other principles of resolution for your goals, isn't it? I give them my books to read. We give them books like goals, your purpose, identity.
One time I tried to read your Facebook. I didn't quite understand that one because I read it when
if I understand that compassion.
I read it when you
How old were you?
That was when I first. When you published that book, that was when I realized that I wanted to publish books too. So I was probably like 7.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, she wrote my first book. She said she couldn't quite understand it. I know. And it was a lot of there was passages.
And then also, I remember one time my auntie published a book, and I read that one too. I tried to read some of it, but you said it was too. I didn't understand it anymore.
Yeah, but I think that was mature. It was quite for a mature audience.
Yeah, and you hid it.
Yeah, it was quite for a mature audience. One of her aunties, but I'm like, you're not gonna read that book, and because she loves it, she wanted to read it. I mean, just the fact that was her auntie. Yeah, but it was not for her. So we will be putting the information out there. Bear with us. We've got a lot of work, honestly, in the process of coming back with her illustrations. We need to get the sample sent to you. So we are really busy. I'm working on my work as well. I'm working on my books. I've got 2 books actually. And I've got a workbook on resilience that's also coming up. So we'll keep you updated, and it's really to inspire you as well as adults. I know there are so many adults there who have dreams, books. So what do you want to say, Latoya? Your final words to encourage, inspire anyone. First children and then adults. Adults need inspiration. So, you inspire me as a child.
Do something productive with your day.
Yeah, speak out properly.
Do something productive with your day and have a good evening.
And to the children?
The same thing.
That's to the children. Okay. One last word. Confidence tips to children.
Always be yourself. Always do things for yourself. Always do things to impress yourself, because impressing some people won't get you anywhere.
Wonderful. And I need it specific. If someone is not confident now, like they've got this dream, you said you should focus on it, but they are not confident, what would you tell them? Give them a
focus
powerful...
on your strengths instead of your weaknesses, because focusing on your weaknesses won't get you anywhere either, and then focusing on your strengths will help you to build them, and then people will see that like you're really confident because you focus on the good things instead of always bringing up the bad things all the time.
Wonderful. And how will that help you? I know it will help you, but I just want you to explain.
It will help you cultivate better habits and have like a more positive attitude towards things.
How does it help having a positive attitude? Do you think it helps in any way?
It does help because if you have a positive attitude to things, you always tend to think about like the benefits of things rather than the doubt. Like sometimes in this household, like I won't say I'm like the most positive. I probably say that's you. You always say, everybody always thinks that I'm like not as positive. But if I go to my school or if you see me in my friend group, everybody's always like, but what if this happened? But what if this happened? You go big or you go home. Don't choose to go home. Home is boring. Go big.
I love that. You go big or you go home. Don't choose to go home. Go big. Wonderful. So you need to be that confident. You need to be optimistic. You need to be positive. And like, I think I'm the most positive. And then followed by Caleb. Caleb has this I can do it attitude. He never says no to anything. And what do you think about Destiny?
Destiny is so funny. Destiny is so loud and so bubbly. Like one time we had to shoot this YouTube video. So we got the video yesterday and we couldn't get it.
You think everyone is loud, but you're really loud as well, aren't you?
Not as loud as Destiny.
I know.
Destiny, she interrupted the whole video. Destiny interrupts my whole calls. Everything that I do on, like, if I'm talking to my friends, Destiny's always in the corner too. Destiny wants to say hi to everybody.
I know.
So we had to redo this whole YouTube video and shoot it it was 2 days ago, and then we had to delete that one and then do it again yesterday, and then I've got it done and it's going to be up on our YouTube channel today.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you also very much. Again, you've been on board Like Mother Like Daughter show. It's really to inspire a lot of parents, a lot of children to unleash their creative genius and thrive to greater heights, unleash their message, their stories, because you are all unique. Every child is unique. Every child is special. Latoya is not any so special from other children. She's special. She's unique. She's one of a kind. Just as your child is special, your child is unique. Your child is one of a kind. Your child's got great potential just as she has great potential. So honestly, we are here to inspire other children. She's been blessed to find out her greatest strengths, gifts, and potential earlier, and she wants to inspire so many other children to do exactly the same. If she did it, you can do it. Latoya, be careful, please. We can hit the table and then the camera is not really supporting. If she can do it, then your child can do it too. Don't look at Latoya and think, oh my goodness, how can I do that? You can do it, and she's here to inspire you. That's why we do this show. You can reach out to Latoya. She's got her YouTube channel. How can they contact you as well on Instagram?
On my Instagram, which is Latoya Likambi, and then for my cosmetics is Tayside Cosmetics, and then for my YouTube channel is Sibling Squad Official. No, Wonderful. Official Sibling Squad.
You've got Latoya Likambi, which is mostly for your work, your speaking engagement and books and all of that. So she's here to inspire your children, and I'm here to inspire my amazing parents, moms, women. I do a lot of work to inspire women. I'm a coach, I'm a mentor. I've worked with thousands and thousands and thousands. I can't even name them. In fact, my online programs to millions have reached out to millions. And it's really to inspire you to unlock your authentic genius and your purpose of life. We all have got incredible potential. We all have got, and the truth is our children need role models. It's so easy for Latoya because she sees it daily. I mean, for her, it's like, this is the norm in life to be successful. For her, the norm in life is to become a business person. Everyone around us is kind of like entrepreneurial in our home. Everyone around us already has a goal. Your brother Caleb is working seriously.
Destiny, of course, Destiny doesn't have a goal because she's a baby. But then I help her with her stuff. Like Destiny has
Tell us about Destiny's stories that you started writing.
So Destiny,
her sister is 4 years old. Her sister has got 3 stories to be published.
So Destiny, she tells me stories and then I'll write them down.
Can you
And
believe
anything
that?
that Destiny wants to do that is good for like her future, I'll always help her with it. So that's why when Destiny plays with me, she doesn't really play with me. We're always like working, but in a fun way. And then sometimes she gets tired, but then I'm like, come on, Destiny, you have to do this. And sometimes I can be strict because sometimes she just plays a bit too much because she's like Caleb. So then...
That's why she loves spending time with Caleb, because
so then she'll just run
playing.
off because she's quite tired and then she'll start crying. But but she still enjoys hanging out with me. So say if like I used to do this, not as much, but like I used to teach her gymnastics and dance.
I know, you were so straight.
And she was really flexible.
Yeah, you need to keep doing that.
She was really talented at that. But then now she stopped. So then she was into YouTubing. So I opened her own YouTube channel, and it was really good. But then she's also suspended that. So now she's into doing YouTubes, not on her own, but with me. So I'm doing that with her instead.
And I've seen you've left Caleb out. Why?
Because he's never there when we are doing it. And when he is there, we're always filming. And then whilst he's there, he's watching stuff on the computer. Yeah,
but you need to get him involved again, because it's sibling squad is for all of you, isn't it? So great. What do you think you do with your sister's book? Her little sister, 5 years old, has got some incredible stories. She tells her the stories and she writes it for her, and she says she wants to publish it for her. So maybe she will be the youngest author. She will be an author at 5. I don't know. I'm here to help them.
Imagine.
If you come and tell me it's ready, then believe me, I'm going to do it. She needs to be able to read all her own stories.
Exactly.
Yeah. So tell me, what do you think? How many stories have you got now? It was 2 when I saw it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just 2. But then I got a new phone and then I kind of lost them. I remember the first one and I still got the first one, but then the second one, I have no idea.
That's why you're telling people to write down. You should write her story.
I did write
because that's
them
her
down.
future.
I wrote them down, but then I saved them to the phone instead of saving them to my SIM card.
Oh, right. Wonderful.
Not
Next time you write them
SD card.
on the book. You have the book where you write your ideas and stuff like that, because it's still like idea form, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think you're gonna continue with Destiny?
It's
she
what
tells
she
you her
wants.
stories.
Yeah, it's what Destiny wants. So if she will still tell me, if she's still interested, then I'll do it. Like for Destiny, if Destiny wants to do something and it's not a naughty thing and it's good for her, then I'll do it. I'll do whatever Destiny wants.
Oh, how sweet. What a great big sister you are.
I always do.
Oh, lovely. And
but she doesn't realise it sometimes. Like sometimes I'll let her have a whole bowl of chocolate and then she'll go over and then she'll start asking for more.
A bowl of chocolate.
Yeah, that one wasn't really good. That one was just
but not a bowl, isn't it?
It was a bowl. It was a tiny bowl.
Okay. When you say bowl, I'm thinking of this big. That's why I'm saying a bowl of chocolate.
Bigger than the jar
is bigger than the jar of chocolate, of course.
No, but I hid the chocolate later, and then she started crying, and then that's when she goes and runs off to Caleb. Yeah, exactly.
Because we Caleb and her. Anyway, 1 second.
You give her the whole jar.
I know. Because they just love their thing. They love their food sometimes. The same, isn't it? Similar. You are quite fussy. Wonderful. So thank you all so very much for joining us again, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. We'll be giving you updates, and we'll be telling you when we are launching the book, because by next week we are going to work so hard doing this few days. Yeah, these few weeks left.
But do you know what? Do you know the way it's school just next month?
I know.
Mommy, I kept telling you all this time, we have school next month,
No,
you said that's still far.
That's fine.
But then when Daddy said it yesterday, you're like, yeah, that's soon.
I know, but it's come so soon, isn't it? I mean, we are used to doing things.
I can't wait to go back to school.
I know, normally we're on holiday during this time, so it's a bit strange. We are working so hard now to publish our books, my book as well.
So excited.
And with other clients.
Do you know, I'm in year 9, so this is going to be serious. They're going to start forcing us to prepare for our GCSEs already.
So how would it be like? Do you think like you would walk into school and you have your new book? Or do you want when you start school,
I think that
we publish it? What do you think? Do you want it to go before you start? You're starting on the 5th of September. We have few more days.
I want it to be before school, because if it's during school, that's going to be harder. And then also, I
mean, you've done all the work, so what will be harder? You're simply publishing it.
No, but then...
We're simply getting it out there. Yeah. You've done all of the work.
Yeah, but then I'd still have to be... Because you pull me back sometimes for, like, corrections and just to come and see here and there. And when I'm in school, I'm so busy. And then also because I'm going to be in year 9 this year, I'm going to have to like drop every single game that's on my phone. I'm going to have to drop most of my clubs. I'm going to have to give up and drop because it's either my business and then GCSEs, studies.
Wow. So you don't have a lot of time because you've got business, you've got books, then you want to take your studies seriously. So you'll be very serious. I'm happy. I mean, she's making those decisions by herself now.
The whole of year 7, I was just awed. So I thought this was all kind of like a joke. Like all I thought of was, I'm in high school. Wow.
But now you know the implications. It's hard work. It's not like, fun.
It's so fast. I was in year 8 and it's gone. Great. I've only just thought of it like that.
I know. So wonderful, Latoya. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure again being with you as always. You're such an inspiration. You inspire me a lot, and I wish you luck with all and great success. And I wish you all the best with your books, and I'm sure you're gonna really, really push this, and definitely you start being invited for interviews soon. You love that, don't you?
Yeah, I do like that.
Wonderful.
So I don't want to be pulled out of school too much though.
Yeah, I mean now most of the interviews I'm sure you're gonna do it online because of things have not really settled normally.
Because before I was so excited, I was like, yay, less school. But then
now you need to work hard.
Exactly.
So maybe you have to do also less talking in schools. Because if you're talking in schools, you need to be pulled out of. But I think Latoya is always adding value, honestly. It's a good thing you're doing. You're still learning. You cannot be taught things like this in school. Yeah. You're not taught how to write a book in school. You're not taught how to become an entrepreneur. So these are the greatest life lessons you are learning. So even when you are out there, school will not teach you to become an inspirational speaker, to inspire other children. So honestly, I think it's a great experience. You should be grateful for that. And it's not going to affect you in any way. Of course, you might miss something in school, but you are gaining.
Yeah.
You know, you're gaining something else bigger. And your school is always happy because you're going to represent them when you go out there. And then also,
like, say if, like, I'm not saying just before you start to say something, this is never going to happen to me because I'm working. I take school seriously. But, like, say if there was somebody... Okay, I have a good example because there's this my friend who used to be my friend and she just, like, dropped out of school completely. And now all she does is stay at home and... like go on her phone and stuff. But if I dropped out of school, I wouldn't ever, because I take school seriously and I love school. But if I did drop out of school, then I'd just start writing all my books and I would just do my money and do my stuff that way.
Well, but I don't blame you. I mean, I don't really honestly break minds, you know, all the Richard Branson, you've got Einstein, you've got there are lots of people who are successful today. Ford, they were school dropouts, you know, entrepreneurial, gift and all of that. Not really, like a lot of successful people. They did not really, I mean.
Wasn't Einstein like so smart?
Yeah, but he was so smart. I mean, but he was like, how can I say, labeled naughty? Of course, but he was gifted. He's amazingly gifted. Our schools cannot quantify this kind of gifts and talents. You see what I mean? He was classified as autistic, naughty, always doing this. He was silly, a lot of labels on him. So it's not the school that made him into who he is. It's his natural imagination and creativity. Oh. Yes. He was labeled as stupid and everything in school. So honestly, for me, I really don't mind. No, it's not like I don't mind.
Yeah, because of course.
You are really good. You are serious.
That's
you can do both.
Like
Why
said,
not?
But if it did happen...
You don't need to. I don't think, but you're not dropping out. Latoya, most probably you're saying you're gonna pursue because you're not dropping out. Dropping out is when it's above you. It's never gonna be above you.
What's gonna be above?
Like school, the work, you're gonna be able to succeed.
Above me.
Like it's too hard. Like some of them don't just understand. It's boring. They can't get it, and they just feel like that's not for me. People drop out for those reasons, or they tell them they are not good enough. Constantly putting them down. The teachers are not helping them, and the parents see that it's not helping them, but. Honestly, if I had a way...
Well, it's not like that for me.
If I had a way, it's that we are very busy. I'll go on homeschooling because what you have done during this time of lockdown has been incredible.
But it's not as much as I used to study in school.
No, but it's different like because they teach you, but there is focus because it was a short time. You have to think about that. It was a very short time. But you studied, I mean, from morning to... You studied more time than you were in school. Of course, maybe they didn't teach you, you just did your work, so it's different. But that's why I'm saying that if I had the time, because I need to put the time there or get someone, I don't even want to, you don't do homeschooling to get people to teach your children. You do homeschooling because you want to get them engaged.
Also in this homeschool, I picked and choose subjects which compares. I didn't do them in the order I was supposed to.
That's why in homeschool it's about you, like, you know, your parents will work the way it best suits you, your gifts and your abilities. No parent who is doing homeschool follows the structure that I teach this first. They go by their children's gifts. That's the advantages. I mean, you're going to do the whole curriculum, but there's a lot of advantages. Some even do homeschooling, not because they want the children to have A-levels and all that, but we don't have that time. But it's an amazing, amazing opportunity, like Destiny as well. Wonderful. We're going to leave you now, and if you're thinking of homeschooling, we've been here for so long. She's so chatty, she can just keep going on. It's 9:30.
But I have to do stuff.
Yeah, you need to do stuff. I have a lot of stuff to do as well. I have a lot of editing to do. Read over, you know, each editing comes back, I need to read over. You know when you read over a book and you're so tired because you're reading something you wrote over and over, and with each time I read, I have something to change. That's the thing with me. And they're like, what's she doing? We've done all the work and you're changing again.
But this is why we're still here, because you keep talking and then you're about to end it, but then every time you talk, I want to say something.
Okay, you say what you want to say now, the last thing.
I don't want to say anything else.
Wonderful, thanks. So we'll finally come to an end, and thank you all for watching. You want to say thanks to your viewers?
Thank you for watching, and thank you for staying till this long.
Wonderful. We love you all, and thank you for joining us on Like Mother Like Daughter show. Watch out for our upcoming book, An Anderson Adventure, which is a series of cases diary, and my upcoming book, Blueprints, Success Blueprints. It will be out shortly. I've also got the resilience, your ultimate resilience blueprint. Thank you so much, and bye. Thank you.